Do you like the player?
Really?
I like players with ACLs.
ACLs have become, I don't say non-factors.
Are they an oil change?
Nope.
Literally, Michael, you started talking. I was like, no.
No, sir, because here's again, I will just destroy his point.
Now, from the Connors and Ferris Podcast Studio, this is the Buffalo Plus NFL Pre-Draft Podcast, presented by White Claw.
All right. Hello and welcome to Buffalo Plus, our NFL draft show presented by White Claw. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tonight's going to be a whole bunch of fun. We're going to be talking the NFL draft, of course, but we want to hear from you, your questions, your comments. If there's a prospect you love, if there's a guy out there, you're like, you know what? I don't think the Bills should draft him. We want to hear from you tonight. We're also going to have some fun because we're going to be drafting our perfect White Claw six-pack. So we're going to do our own draft as well. We're also going to give our predictions of who we think the Bills will be picking if they do pick tomorrow. But Mike, the fact that the NFL draft starts tomorrow, it's wild. We are closing in.
Yeah, we're in Indianapolis, right? We're getting ready for the combine, and it feels so far away. And then it's going. Then all of a sudden, it starts creeping up on everybody. Yeah. There's been, I checked exactly, there has been 8,655,000 mock drafts done publicly.
Yes.
Wow.
Other people do them privately.
Yeah.
And that number keeps going up. Everybody's done mock drafts. This is a wild draft, though. Mendoza's going number one. Great. He seems like a great kid. He's going to Vegas. Good for him. Nobody's paying attention to that. I wish when the draft starts, they boo the commissioner. They start the draft. Just pick them. They know we're picking them. And then get to when it starts getting interesting, which is at pick number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be just interesting, I think, because there are so many players that we have seen mocked by one person or another. Like, I'll even say, like, Jordan Tyson's a good example. I've seen people mock him to the Chiefs at 9. I've seen him mock him to the Bills at 26.
Yeah.
That is a big gap.
Yeah.
So we also want to make sure we hear from you if you're following along, whether it's on X or Twitter or on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Comments in. Already seen some good comments. The first one was, if we draft a defensive tackle at 26, is that acceptable?
Yeah, I would say it's acceptable. I mean, again, I
Do you mean with the league reject the pick? And
It's
say you're
allowed.
not allowed to?
It's allowed.
Wait, we're getting word. It is allowed.
It is.
No, I do think it's not sexy. Like, it's not like the sizzle that you want on the first round of the draft, but it's defensive tackle. We can get into it. We can talk edge. We can talk wide receiver. We can talk even safety, maybe a corner. Like, we can get into everything. I did want to get a couple of comments in. Christine McGinnis saying, love a live show. Let's go. Don commenting in, Casey Concepcion hype train. Let's go. A lot of let's goes, I'm realizing now. But
Following Josh's lead from last night.
Yeah, that's fair. Michelle saying, hey, Jenna, Mike, and Dan. So, yeah, we want to hear from you. If you have any questions, if there's a prospect you want us to in particular talk about. I just feel like, you know, we talk so much about there being just the Bills can kind of go in any direction. They can draft from a position of need or best available. But, Mike, I do really feel like this year it depends on what it looks like, because they could go in a bunch of different directions.
We follow the board, Jenna. That's what we do. But when you say that, I do look at it, and I do believe this for Beane. He said the other day we were there, hey, at 26, there's going to be a player there that we know can help us. Even though by the time he gets to 26, his first round grades may all be gone. That's pretty likely if you stay at 26. But then the question is, has a corner fallen that you wouldn't normally think we'd take that high? And, are they going to go wide receiver if that's the best person on the board? And I agree with you that they have multiple positions that they do need to address and could address. And I do think sometimes you look and you say, well, do they really need an interior offensive lineman? They might. And that would be maybe even less sexy than saying defensive lineman, right? If you're picking a guard / center at 26, I don't think they're going to do that. But I do think there's a lot of things open for them.
Defensive tackle or interior offensive line to me is like, and the Bills pick at 26, and everybody's all excited, and then they're going to announce it, and you're going to go,
No,
And
then,
they'll have the cutaway of the fan that's like
Fans-
super excited.
Yeah.
the fans at the draft that are
Yeah.
all dressed up like Bills fans.
Yeah.
They are Bills fans. I would
Yeah.
say, and they're going crazy because
And
they
you're like,
love
yeah.
Caden McDonald. That's the guy they wanted.
They want a run stuffing guy.
Right.
I mean, that is funny because that is a real direction, though, I think that they could go in. I do expect them. Well, this is the talk about, are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade back? Brandon Beane did say, and you mentioned this earlier, Mike, the fact that they don't have as many first round
Yeah.
grades this year in particular. And
Shocking.
We've mentioned, I know they say that every year. I think it would be hard to have 32 first round grades realistically. But this year in particular, we have talked about how it does seem like it's a weaker class in terms of top tier talent.
Yeah. Yes, when you say top tier, because there's some really good football players there, right?
Mhm.
And if you get, this is what always frustrates me. I'm going to pontificate.
What
for a second.
frustrates you?
A lot of things do, but this really frustrates me. You're going to pick a player at 29 and you're going to say, wow, he didn't think he was a first round draft pick. You draft, and then you get that guy and you say, oh my God, I can't believe he was on the board at 38. You're following me? It's like it's too much focus on the number and where they were picked. You have to get the right players. We have seen it. I was pontificating to you guys beforehand. If you drafted James Cook in the first round, if you drafted Osiris Torrance in the first round, if you drafted Cole Bishop in the first round, you might be like, maybe we could have gotten him later, but they're really good players.
Yeah.
And they're good. And they're going to second contract with us because they're that good. And look at Torrance. He's going to get, somebody's going to pay him a lot of money at the end of the year. And my only point is you're so fixated on value, teams are sometimes, as opposed to just saying, maybe it's a little early, but better than missing out on the player.
Well, I agree. I think there is so much of an emphasis on value, but it also comes back to, I think your other point in there is just drafting good players.
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing too. AJ Epinesa was seen as great value.
Yes.
Okay. Not a great player.
Yes.
Osiris Torrance was seen as great value and a great player.
Right.
So like the value can't be the only thing that you're factoring in. Jenna,
It's
the
like,
floor is yours.
no, it's like when you, I enjoy
like-
shopping.
Yeah.
And it's like when you see a shirt that's on sale and you're like, oh, it's a good price, but you're like, but do I actually like it? And there's times where I'm like, no, I don't need to buy this because it's $26 and it's fine. It's like, no, I would rather,
That's how
I would
shop.
rather buy something a little bit more expensive.
Have you
that
explained this to your husband?
No, I
That's what
package a day. I got a package a day at my house.
That is 100% how I shop, is purely value.
You're hoping
Renee
to
will be
go
like, do you
something
like
that-
this shirt? I'm like, I do like it. And I'll be like, how much is it? And she's like, $30. Didn't like it that much.
That's crazy. A
Yeah.
shirt?
Yeah.
$30 is like normal price for a shirt.
Yeah.
But I'm saying sometimes I would rather pay a little bit more money for something I know I'm gonna like and it's gonna be useful to me. And I think for the Bills, sometimes it's like, oh well, the value here would be this. And it's like what you were talking about, Mike. If you can get a guy that you think would be a big piece of your offense or your defense or could be a contributor, it's like, yeah, you might be paying a little bit extra for it, but at least it's someone that could make an impact.
Yeah. Also, shout out White Claw, proud sponsor of this draft show. We're also
Yes.
going to build our own 6-pack throughout this.
Yes, like I said
Like
earlier.
Jenna said at the beginning of the podcast.
I can't reiterate.
Well, do we want to make our first pick?
Hold on. Really, shout out to Tammy. She's saying, oh, we were hoping you'd do this live pod at a bar
Oh,
so we can hang
Tammy.
out.
Tammy.
Yes, see, we
Oh,
I
can
hope they
hang
had a
out.
great trip.
yeah.
Believe me, we will be out doing our appearances this year.
Yes.
This one, we're in the studio with White Claw in the Connors and Ferris studio, but we will be out
Yeah.
and we will be letting everybody know our tour plans for this year.
Flash movie trivia saying the draft is shopping. Kinda.
It's right?
Yeah, you're shopping to see how you can build your team better.
Now give me a dating analogy. now give me the speed dating analogy of
I was
this.
gonna say, you guys have your golf and your
Yeah.
bullshit. I have my shopping and dating. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we do our first pick for our white claw draft?
Pick
So
building your
there is a lot of flavors.
I genuinely am impressed.
You
looking
know
at
the
this.
ones we've known, but you got the Surge,
surge.
a little more
bang for your buck.
Yes.
A little more pop.
A little more. I think it's 5% or 8%.
It's 8%.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. 5% on regular White Claw. I
And
think
then
it is,
8% on
and
the
8% on
surges.
surge.
All right. Do you
So,
want to start, Daniel?
No, ladies first.
yes.
Wow. Michael, you can go.
This is for that. This is for that time you gave me the Atlanta game that didn't end up mattering. You go
Oh,
first.
wow.
I
it's
insist.
so generous of
Yes.
you. No, I'm kidding. All right. So the first pick, hold on. The pick is in.
This is your first pick.
This
We're
is
all making
my
6
first
picks.
round pick
Okay.
for in the White Claw draft. I am selecting natural lime.
Oh,
It's a classic. It goes with everything. It can be summer,
look at what does it say?
old school original. It's perfect.
That was my number
it's
one
perfect.
pick.
You can,
Top 3 on my big
everybody
board.
likes it. You can get it. It's refreshing. Again, any season hits,
I should have
slaps.
taken the first pick.
Yep. Sorry, missed out.
Okay.
Lime is off the board.
Okay.
Wow.
Michael.
My pick. All right. So I was going to go old school first.
Yeah,
Jenna jumped
shocking.
in front of me, made the pick. This is not about value. This pick has upside. It's one of the newer flavors. I'm going green apple with the second pick.
Ooh, would not ever
Green
expect that
apple.
from you.
Well, I was going to go old school and then into green apple, but I'm going green apple, one of the
Okay.
newer flavors.
That sounds good for the summer too.
Yeah, perfect.
Honestly, fall. I feel like that would be very
Why
good
not?
as well.
Still got my top 2 picks
Oh.
on the board, on
Wow.
the big board that I'm rocking with here.
Okay.
To close out round 1,
Right.
hmm
we'll take mango.
Mango is
Mango.
good. Mango is really good.
Look at this.
Oh,
What about the It just happened to be in my Buffalo Plus White Claw koozie.
Love it.
Easy.
mango.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Goes off the board. All right.
All right. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
noise.
of course you were going to
Grab life by the claw. All right, let's talk about, do we want to go in terms of players? So we can go defense, we can go offense. Do we want to talk more wide receiver? Is there anyone in terms of the comments? Do you want to start on the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball? Because realistically, I think the sexy is the wide receivers.
Yeah.
But I also could see them going defense, and we've talked about defensive tackle. We've talked about defensive end.
Come on, let's talk wide receivers.
Okay.
Let's talk
Let's
wide
do it.
receivers.
Okay.
Spectre says, I want a run stuffing guy. Doesn't have to be a 26. I'm tired of backup running backs putting up career games on us. I understand all of that, but I have been team wide receiver for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it has, I don't know if you guys know this. Sometimes it's a little bit of a shtick. I've been known to have a little,
do a bit.
yeah.
Okay. So you fixate on the one thing, like when you said your 7-round draft was going to be 7 wide receivers.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've looked at it more just from a football standpoint, a salary cap standpoint that isn't real. But I look at it, it just makes so much sense. And I know we've hit on some of these points before on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, some of the podcasts we've done this offseason. But right now, per Spot Track, the Bills have the 3rd most expensive wide receiver room.
Yeah.
That is,
And they haven't had a wide receiver, any of the wide receivers in the current room, go for 1,000 yards since 2023.
Wow.
And DJ Moore. That is so much money spent for such little production. And that is where I keep going back to it. And Jenna's made the point before, and Josh Allen was asked about it at his press conference, like, you're turning 30, like, and I'm not talking about championship window here. Like, that's a dumb argument that gets thrown around by the national media. I'm talking about, though, when do you start to kind of push some chips in and say, we got to give Josh a guy? And they did it with Diggs, and it worked out really well. And they did it with adding pieces like Cole Beasley. But I just look at it and I say that it makes the most sense financially and what you can get in a talented wide receiver, which I think they will have the option of Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, or Omar Cooper Jr. I think one, if not 2 of those guys will still be on the board at pick 26. This isn't like where it's like, hey, you should get Brian Thomas. You might have to move up.
But I'm going to make another argument there. I think moving up has so many benefits too. If you get the player that you want.
Okay. So trading up.
Trading up and using asset. In the past, what the Bills have done is not use that asset on draft day. They've used smaller assets to move up. That's it. They have moved up. They moved up for Elam, right? They moved up for Kincaid. But I'm talking about going after that wide receiver, especially this year in the draft, whoever it was. They've used that draft pick at the trade deadline multiple times. And I'm like, I'm not saying they've already used an asset in the second round, so it's tough to give up another pick. But when you get that player, to Dan's point, it is a cost-saving measure.
Yes.
You would not, if Keon Coleman had excelled, right? If he was great,
I don't think you would even be looking.
you would, and you also would have not made a move for DJ Moore. That would not have been the case. You would have had your young receiver
you would have had a second round pick.
And you would have you would have a second round pick.
That's where like you get in this bind. And there are a couple comments here, really good comments. One from Forest Hill, Mike, Jenna, Dan, watching from Melbourne, Australia.
Wow,
Wild.
awesome.
That's
bananas.
That's cool.
What time is it?
I don't know.
What day is it there? I can't
know.
spell, let alone
I
do
don't
time
know.
zones. He says, I think they trade down unless a great wide receiver is available. Beth B Fitness is saying, I'm expecting a trade back. I don't think that you can go in expecting a trade back. I know Arizona seems to be a team that may want to get in the Ty Simpson game, but I don't know how much you're moving up to get 4 spots when I don't know who else behind you, unless you think the Jets are going to take him. But it seems like the Jets are so set on next year's draft.
Right.
Taking a quarterback, why would they use the first pick in the second round on a quarterback? So I don't really know. Everybody outside of the top 10 picks wants to trade back. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think even some in the 7, 8, 9, 10 are still looking to see if somebody wants to give them a ton to move up in the draft. And then everybody in the back end is trying to get out of the draft. It's funny. A couple of the people were talking about it today. So the idea of the Bills would have competition to trade out.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to move back.
I think that's the thing. It's like we talk so much about trading back, and I get it because you can look at having so much more value also later on, but you have to find that trade partner. And sometimes that is easier said than done.
So and that leaves you sitting there at 26 going, okay, I don't have a first round grade on this player, but I'm taking somebody.
Yeah.
So you have to go. That's where you do need.
That's
and
the
Beane
only
said you trust your board,
right?
Who's the highest rated player?
But that's where I push back a little bit this year, Mike, because I've been a proponent before of trading up to get that value,
right?
To get the guy that makes sense. Like, do what you have to do to get the guy. They have so many holes to fill and no second round pick. It makes me feel less inclined to give up assets because they have to keep getting younger. They have to keep doing it cost effectively. So
you
giving
get
up
both
draft
of those things, and I get it with the draft pick. But I'm saying is if the difference is sitting there getting a okay wide receiver, using it on that player, or going up and getting the one you
really
wanted.
Yeah.
If let's just say KC Concepcion, Western New York native, Rochester born, once is there at
22.
19, 20, 21, 22. He hasn't been picked yet. Other teams are going to be involved and you want him. Are you going to, again, if you pick the right guy, I don't think you're going to be disappointed because they have eventually given away those assets anyhow.
Yeah, I hear that too. We have a comment from @Tweech45, super tip. He said, how far would 2027 first rounder move us up?
Oh.
I mean, that's dramatic. Like
probably get you to 11.
Yeah.
Because look at this draft, right? Where the Chiefs, who had been in 3 straight Super Bowls, had issues, injury to Mahomes. Where are they picking?
9. It's crazy.
You never know. And look, obviously nobody wants to see that happen to the Bills, but the Bills are always picking the 20s to 30. And that's the idea that, oh, okay, this is what they're giving up. But you don't know what next year brings. And Baltimore's picking what? 14th? Is that, I think, where their first pick is in the draft?
Yeah.
These are teams that you would not have expected that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still think somebody would absolutely be chasing the Bills' first round pick because you never know what happens.
It is also weird. I think this is part of like the poly market world now that we're living in, and Kalshi and all of this stuff that goes on.
I just found out about Kalshi.
Okay, welcome.
You can bet on the weather.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The fact that the
Can you bet on
teams.
what we're going to say? Do you think there's
I hope
and
not.
again, and all those things.
Will Dan misspell something on this podcast?
Yes.
Hammer the over. What were you saying?
The fact that I lost my train of thought for a second, but that's what it was. The Bills team site has put out like their mock drafts, and they have been tracking other people's mock drafts. Do you know what player has been mocked to the Bills the most?
Denzel Boston.
12 times he's been mocked to the Bills.
It's so hard though, because there's some mocks that I see him going at like 17, 18, and then others that it's like, and pick 31, the Dolphins, or 30, the Dolphins take.
So Connecticut Bills fan says, I assume that's from me, CT Bills fan. If you get a stud wide receiver at 26, how many targets are actually going to be available for them?
A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, as great as he is, his numbers as a quarterback passing are pretty pedestrian.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Like I know there's this thought of like, this or that can get it going, or like this wide receiver. Like some people are talking about like production, or if a team wants to move on. Like here's a prime example: DJ Moore. His numbers were down, right? And they're like, well, Caleb Williams wasn't great. They didn't work well together. It's like, Garrett Wilson still puts up good numbers with Curly, Larry, and Mo throwing him the football. If you're a good wide receiver, you're a good wide receiver. And I guess that's where, to say that this Bills wide receiver room, even with the addition of DJ Moore, is championship caliber to me, is still crazy because of what we've seen the last 2 years. Josh hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards.
Let me tell you, you draft Casey Concepcion and you make your three: Shakir, Concepcion, DJ Moore.
DJ, KC.
You don't have a 6'1" wide receiver. Everybody's 6 foot and under.
Okay. They just, I don't think that's as impactful as
his Denzel Boston bias.
Yeah, I would love that.
The Bills don't have anybody like Denzel Boston. And before somebody comments in that
physically he's comparison to Keon.
Physically, he's compared to in the comparisons are Puka Nacua. Like that's it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah. Okay.
What you use those comparisons in all of your research, and now you're poo-pooing the one from my guy.
First of all, the phrase poo-pooing is so funny to me. But second of all, I use it as like a point of reference. But saying a guy is going to be like Puka Nacua, that's like the ceiling of the ceiling. Like I don't expect that to actually be the case.
I'm not saying it.
I think
either.
there's comparables. That's why they're obviously NFL comped like them. But I don't look at him and say that guy's going to be Puka Nacua.
I'm not either.
Didn't you just say that?
Boran says it's not going to happen, Dan. Your Rome will be gone.
Oh,
your Roma
Dunes. Also, real quick, I want to give Tommy's comment. Just got my Buffalo Plus coffee mug in the mail.
Yeah, awesome.
Love it. Shout out you, Tommy. Thank you for supporting the channel.
So if I had to rank him, obviously it's Denzel Boston. I have been enamored with him.
I'm so shocked.
Pops Mafia, don't poo-poo on Puka.
Then Casey Concepcion, and then Omar Cooper Jr. Omar Cooper Jr. played pretty much exclusively in the slot this last year at Indiana. I know they say he can play outside, but it's kind of that worries me a little bit. I still think he has the size to play outside. He's like almost 6'1", could be out there, but that just has me a little bit concerned. Again, we've talked about the Khalil Shakir effect of that's on this team.
Trade back and take Chris Bell.
That's such a gamble.
Hmm.
What are you getting? You getting a second plus?
If you trade back, no, you're probably getting a third.
That's not worth it to me.
You don't like the player?
That feels a little Keon-ish.
Do you like the player?
Really?
I like players with ACLs.
ACLs have become, I don't say non-factors.
Are they an oil change?
Nope.
Literally, Michael, you started talking. I was like, no.
No, sir, because here's again, I will just destroy his point. In baseball, Dan,
bring it on,
use your baseball analogy. How are they looked at with Tommy John? It takes a while to come back from Tommy John surgery, but teams don't shy away from players that have had Tommy John surgery. They don't shy away from players that have had an ACL injury. They don't anymore. It used to be done. That player will never be the same. That's what I'm saying to you.
It's not a bad comparison. I'm trying to find a way to debunk that.
All right, you keep worrying about
Lyle saying it's destiny. The Yankees are playing Boston. The Sabres are playing Boston. The Bills draft Boston.
that.
I love it.
Well done.
Great comment. Also, the one thing I want to say is we talked about the cost effectiveness, and I know there is such an emphasis on defense, and whether it is that defensive tackle or a linebacker or somebody like that.
I'm just seeing what I have. Oh, okay.
They talk about the way your season ends says a lot about your team, right? I don't want this to turn into where you're arguing two different things, because the defense
You're good
does
at that, though.
I know. The defense does need to be improved.
Yeah.
It does need to be revamped. Jim Leonard, I think, will be a good defensive coordinator. But that doesn't take away from the 4 of the last 5 exits in the postseason. 10 points against Cincinnati at home. Tyler Bass misses a field goal with a chance to tie it. Dalton Kincaid drops a pass with the Bills had a chance to tie the game or take the lead. And you had the ball in overtime in Denver and didn't get it done. So this thought that the Bills lose in the playoffs because of the defense, I don't think is the entire story.
It lets the offense off the hook.
I
is what
agree.
it does.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
And
so,
by the way, your Tyler Bass missing the field goal is true, which would have only tied the game because they had the ball offensively, driving with a chance to take the lead.
so that's where I guess and I made a reel about it. It's on the TikTok and on Insta, and it's the TikTok. But I'm just saying, it does come to a point where I'm just like, go outscore teams.
Yeah.
Like the offense went stale in Denver for 5 series. Like the defense got 5 stops.
Yeah.
Like
the
it's-
defense kept them in that game.
So to sit here and say the defense stinks, it's like, I think that's part of the story. I don't think it's easy. I think it's the easy cop
I think
out
it's a
to
lazy
say
take.
it's a lazy
honestly.
take. Thank you.
Yeah, I do think it's a lazy take.
So that's where I'm still on this offensive side of like giving more weapons to Josh Allen, who's about to turn 30, and not having this be some Aaron Rodgers scenario where he doesn't get a true number 1 wide receiver. I understand they traded a first-round pick for Diggs. I understand they've now traded a second-round pick for DJ Moore. That's all fine and dandy. But like to get more cost effective and to improve the offense, I think that also helps the defense.
Yeah.
That when they become more predictable because they're coming from behind, I think is a big way to improve this team.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of comments like Todd saying, what? The Bills had the lead in Denver and the defense let them go right down the field and score. That is why the head coach is not here. I'm going to push back on that just because we saw how poorly the offense was going and the defense made stops in the game to help keep the team afloat and let the offense get going. Now, look, I get it. I mean, the defense made a stop in overtime as well. And
Todd,
then
you turned the ball over 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The offense had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
You're kind of omitting that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And the defense had made stops and then failed in that spot because
Yes.
if you do remember, overtime started and the defense got a stop.
Correct.
And the offense had a chance to win.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And you're throwing the ball to Brandon Cooks.
Yes. In the biggest point of the season in overtime when you need a catch.
Catch or not,
Yes.
you're throwing it to Brandon Cooks.
Who has joined the team
yeah,
in week
Alan
13.
Abs is doing the same thing. So 500 yards of offense, 5 turnovers in the game on
Yeah.
offense.
That's really hard
to win.
to win a game when
Yes.
you have 5
Yes.
turnovers.
You put up yardage, but they obviously could have scored more if they weren't.
And I love Jordan Smith, the comment. It's the worst defense in NFL history. Good grief.
It's not the worst
Yeah,
defense in
okay.
NFL playoff history.
Right.
Yeah, it's not even
Sorry.
close.
Yeah.
Okay. It's also, you've played Mahomes like maybe the greatest quarterback, top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest head coaches of all time. Like there is context into all of this
Yeah.
where, like you said, I do think, frankly, for lack of better, it's lazy.
Here's my pushback to all that. Steve Spagnuolo is a great defensive coach. Kansas City's had a really good defense. They won those games against the Bills because their offense basically outscored what the Bills offense could do. So meaning like as great as Kansas City has been, and somebody could make the argument, well, that means the Bills offense was good. It usually came down to which offense made a play. And Kansas City made plays in those matchups
Mhm.
every time
Yeah.
and won the game. So,
Go,
even against a good
Yeah.
defense, you need the offense.
going back to it, I do feel like it would just be nice to make Josh Allen's life easier.
Yeah.
like there's times where we watch the offense and you're waiting for Josh to do something incredible, or you're waiting for James Cook to break off this big run where it's like, man, it'd be really nice if you had someone that was able to stretch the field or get behind the defense or just have those explosive plays that can be so detrimental to another team's defense. So that's all I'm saying, is that I want to see them be able to have more weapons on the offensive side of the ball just to free up Josh a little bit and not have to have him be everything on every drive.
And Alan, he's talking about the 23-17 that they scored Kansas City to win the championship games. I'm talking about the games against the Bills.
Yeah.
When they won in the overtime and scored in the 30s and the first championship game in the 30s. So.
Dobby says, geez, children, it's not just the offense. It's not just the defense. It's both. Now behave yourselves. Well said.
Yeah, that is, I would agree with that.
That's why I think it's not just as simple as saying revamp the defense. Give everything to the defense. The offense is fine. I think that's a naive approach to have after looking at last season and sitting there saying, you've got Josh Allen, who is the best quarterback in the league, I would argue.
Yeah.
And he isn't throwing for 4,000 yards, which is not a difficult thing to do in 2025.
Yep.
Yeah. If they do take receiver, you say Denzel Boston. I'm going to say Casey Concepcion. Do you have a pick?
I am
or
telling
are you
you.
Also Casey?
No, I love Casey Concepcion. I think he's going to be really good. I like Chris Bell. I think he's going to be a first-round talent taken in the mid-second round.
Mm-hmm. That's I totally get it.
Drafting again?
All right, yeah, let's do our second round pick.
Is it the snake draft?
Yeah, so Michael, you go.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a snake draft.
That's me.
Oh, sorry. I don't really understand.
Snake draft. You go back. So now you have the last pick in the second round.
So wouldn't Mike go first?
Mike went second.
Oh, you went last.
Yeah,
I forgot.
There you go.
I forgot. Oh,
Were
yeah,
you not
you did.
listening? My second pick is still on the board, so I got great value here.
Oh. And
I'm going to step it up a notch.
You going surge?
Yeah, I'm going strawberry surge.
Wow.
Damn.
We're going 8% alcohol. Strawberry, I already liked. I think that's another versatile flavor. It can fit in a lot of different parties, a lot of different schemes that you can use it with. And the fact that I can get it with 8% alcohol and like 2%, what does this say? Less 2 carbs, 2 grams of carbs.
Golden.
Strawberry surge off the board.
Okay.
Will strawberry surge play right away in your team?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Penciling him in.
Yeah. No, apparently he's Penn. Yeah.
Penn.
All right, go
What do you
ahead,
got?
Michael.
It's you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, guys. It's a snake draft. We're better than this.
I am going surge. I'm going for more alcohol too.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
it's value in the second round.
I'm going for blood.
Ooh.
Orange.
Blood orange. Blood orange. I want the alcohol.
That
too.
is
Yeah.
okay. I know a lot about you. I would have not picked green apple or blood orange.
Yeah. Well, this is the way I draft.
And apparently drink.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I feel like
Oh, you have your board.
I have my board.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. This is like one of my favorites. Pick 2. You can't go wrong. I love a grapefruit. A grapefruit White Claw is so, so good.
All right. That's fair.
It's good.
That's good.
I love that in the summer.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
I love it. I
love
can't
lamb.
imagine you guys are going
I
to
love
pick
lamb.
grapefruit, but I am. So
Yeah. If you would have really known us and you would have done the scouting, Mike and I probably weren't going to take that right away.
Yeah.
You probably could have.
Could have saved, got better value.
Yeah,
Could
that's
have
it.
gotten better value.
but I don't think we're going to pick the same ones anyways.
We're going to find out.
Do
Shout
we
out.
want
Mike.
You're
to
definitely-
do
he's
we
gonna
want to
tr-
do another round now, or do we want to wait?
We can do whatever.
Well, I'm just saying.
Is it because you go again?
No, it's
No,
because
it's you, Jenna. Jenna probably wants to talk more about the
Dobby
draft.
said
because
Jenna is high. Jenna is not high. She just doesn't understand snake drafts. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Can we trade?
No.
Okay.
No, you have to
Say trade.
This isn't the
Wait,
NBA
were you
draft.
trading back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start out with my third round then. Okay. I'm going to go peach. Love peach. Super tasty. Can't go wrong once again. Is that what you have?
No, it's not what I have.
Okay. I
was trying to find before what was in here.
Okay. Then Mike, you go.
Yes. So what is off the board so far? 'Cause
So lime, green
Right.
apple, mango, strawberry, surge, blood orange, grapefruit, and peach.
Well, I got to go. I got to follow my board because a few of those were already gone. I'm going Surge again, and I'm going Surge Blackberry.
Ooh.
You didn't see that one coming either.
I
did
did
you?
not. I thought you were going to take mine.
Surge
for later.
Blackberry is off the board.
Okay. And then Daniel.
Did you take Peach?
I
Yeah.
literally just
3 seconds ago.
She didn't take Peach Surge.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. Higher upside to the party. Peach Surge. Give me that 8% again.
Okay. Fired up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's
A
All
couple
right.
wild cards in my draft.
Let's talk
Yeah.
a little football.
Okay, yeah, let's go defense now, the defensive side of the ball. I say we start with edge, and I know, Mike, there's an edge guy that you liked in terms of Malachi Lawrence, but there's
Yeah.
some other guys that I feel like I saw Keldrick Falk
Yes.
was also mocked to the
Auburn.
Bills
Yep.
a couple times. I'm trying to think of the other guys. I have it on my list up here as well.
Cassius
Cassius Howell.
Howell.
Yep. Akeem Mesidor, TJ Parker, players like that I think I've seen quite a bit mocked to Buffalo if they're taking an edge guy at 26.
It's fascinating this year to look at what they're going to do and what they want and what they think they don't have. We've talked about this, right? Bradley Chubb has played that position. He is an established veteran playing in that style defense. Greg Rousseau's moving. Michael Hoyt is coming. When I say moving, he's standing up now. He's playing different. Michael Hoyt is playing coming off an Achilles whenever he is ready to go. I don't know what they have at pass rusher. I really don't. You think they have an established guy. They have a good player who's moving to a different position. They have a player coming off of injury when you really think of what they have. This is why if they stay there and take an edge, they need an edge. And that's why, I had Malachi Lawrence as the first pick, but I think they are still very much in need of a pass rusher on the defensive side.
Honestly, the guy I like of the group we talked about, I really like Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. 6'6", 285. Dude is a freak athlete. 700-pound squat, 415 bench pressed.
Is that a lot?
Same.
700 pounds. Get this, use his own NIL money to help a walk-on teammate stay at school.
Love that.
I'm gonna say,
Dude.
yeah, character guy.
Yeah.
But essentially, too, so his numbers in 2025 were not as good as they were a season ago, but excellent in the run game, best in an odd front scheme. I think that he could be someone that, in terms of the pass rush, could be very helpful.
Yeah, Cassius Howell worries me a little bit because of the arms, if I'm just being honest.
The arms sounds funny, but yes, I get it.
Short arms.
Short arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk about Desmond Bain and where he might be with his lack of arm length.
You mean short arms?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to repeat myself, so I was just trying to find a different way of saying it.
When have you ever been upset about repeating yourself?
That's what I have to put up with. I think Cassius Howell is kind of like an exception. Like you don't want to have a team full of exceptions.
Yeah.
And I already kind of think that whether or not Javon Solomon has any place on this team,
They've talked about him.
He's kind of the exception.
Yeah.
Like,
but I don't think that player who has not established himself in the defense is preventing you from drafting another guy. But Beane did talk about the exceptions the other day. And it really is, that player has to have exceptional skills in other ways because that's a real thing in the NFL. We see it in arm length is a big thing when they talk about corners. They talk about offensive tackles and defensive pass rushers in the way of longer arms help not get yourself stuck on an offensive lineman.
Correct.
And, and offensively to be able to control on the other side on the defensive line. And sometimes you say, how big a deal is that? And then you watch the Patriots in the Super Bowl with their old tackle with his short arms.
Yeah.
And he gets run over
Yeah.
in the game. And maybe they say they're going to keep him there, but maybe they move him.
And I think that's more of like the analytics world that the NFL is, really gotten into of, arm length and technique and all of that stuff that I don't think in years, in 2010 that may not have mattered as much. But I guess that's just one of my concerns with Cassius Howell. But I know there was a comment that was somebody that we had talked about in the past. Somebody talked about Dominique Citrus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big Orange.
Big Citrus.
Big Citrus.
Yeah.
Dominique Orange. Sorry. Yes.
Dominique Orange.
I would love him in the third round. He's supposed to go second to third. He's just a mountain of a human being. And I really think that if there's one thing, like they don't have interior defensive line. Like it's Ed and
they have
Dwayne Carter and
they have. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like Deion Walker.
Yeah.
They have a lot of defensive tackles.
Yeah.
That are very mid.
Well, we don't.
What?
We have no
I
idea if
hear
Dwayne
you.
Carter can play. We have no idea if TJ Sanders can play. Not yet. And they got a good idea on Deion Walker.
Yeah.
who played well.
Deion Walker, you see the upside
Right.
and the potential. But you're right. TJ Sanders.
And these
I
are
mean,
high picks. That's a third round and a second round pick.
Yeah.
But along with wide receiver, defensive tackle, especially now the importance of it in the new scheme with Jim Leonard, seems to be like a position the last few years they have kind of just put.
Pop says Big Citrus sounds like a White Claw flavor. That is very good.
That's very
That's
good.
very
That's
funny.
very good.
Buffalo plus big citrus.
I'm going to
flavor.
draft that in the next round.
Oh.
What I'm saying is that like that's kind of been a position, interior defensive line, that they have seemingly put band-aids over. Okay,
Yes.
now wherever TJ Sanders fits, whether that, like, again, he was kind of in between an edge and a defensive tackle. Now you have Ed, but after that, it's been pieced together with Jordan Phillips, Daquan Jones, Zion Logue, like Prathan Mathis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say it?
That sounds wrong.
Yeah. Fidarius Mathis?
There it is.
So sorry.
Oh, no, hang on. Fidarian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fidarian.
We got there. Third
Yeah.
try was the charm. So like that to me is a position that I feel like they've just tried to piece together as the season has gone along.
This is Roy Collins. His point is all the defense picks last year makes it sound kind of disappointing. We're still talking about needing more on defense. Well, some of that is scheme related.
Some of it's injuries.
Right. But
But I also get where he's coming or
From
where
is-
they're coming from, where it's like we just drafted, it felt like 12 picks last year that
and you
were all
ended up
defense.
playing with the old gang.
Yeah.
for a lot of
Jordan
the year.
Phillips and guys like
And,
that
right,
coming
the guys
back.
Dan was mentioning,
Jordan
and Jordan
Poyer.
and-
Yeah.
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 So I guess I just look at that as a position where I'm more focused on interior defensive line than I am as an edge rusher. And I know edge rusher has been such a topic for
Yeah. That's
the
the
last
thing is
5 years.
Yeah.
they've just needed that production.
So when we talk D line too, you got edge, and then you have the defensive. They're basically tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a comment here from Spectre who says a nose tackle will help Deion Walker play more on the outside. I agree with that.
Mhm.
I think that's maybe where he fits better.
He's
But-
not like we talked about it. He's more Ed Oliver as the penetrating
Yeah.
guy than he is the Daquan Jones just eating up blocks
Right.
for the linebackers.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, and you saw what Deion Walker could do with tackles for loss, with like generating like his ability to split double teams as compared to other guys that would play nose tackle
Mhm.
that would eat double teams.
And your
Yeah.
more standard pass rushers are the listed as linebackers,
outside
Bradley
linebackers.
Chubb,
Yeah.
Greg Rousseau, who sometimes are right up on the line.
Correct.
That's when it's more of a 5-man front.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all looks. But I mean, we really don't know. And while everybody else has been talking a mile a minute, Jim Leonard, nothing.
Isn't that
Radio
yeah.
silent from Jim Leonard. Like we haven't
Yes.
seen him, heard him.
Love that.
Yeah.
That is the biggest
So
question
he's
mark
in the
though.
lab.
He's in the lab.
He's in the lab.
crunching tape.
Yes.
That is the biggest question mark though, is because we obviously know Joe Brady and what to expect from him. We've heard a lot from Beane. We've heard a lot even from Josh. And it's like, just in terms of the defense, we know it's going to be different, but how different will it be? And what will that look like? And how are they evaluating players now for this new scheme? Guy I love, Caden McDonald.
Yep.
I've talked about him before. Another dude.
You want the steady, solid.
Shocking, right?
Right,
I was
that's
just
what she
saying.
wants.
Meat
Yeah.
and potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Old school football.
the
girl.
analogy I made before is just you're building a new defense, you're building the foundation. That's what you start with. So get your guy that can be your nose tackle, that's can essentially be great in the run game, can help you, and you can build outside and around that. And he offers a little bit of pass rush
Yeah.
upside.
Mhm.
There's guys like Lee Hunter. I feel like he's more limited in that pass rush potential. That's a guy that I've heard been talked about. Peter Woods of Clemson is another guy that's been
Yeah.
freak. He's another freak athlete though.
Yeah. It wouldn't do it for me.
No.
No. And that was Schrager had him mocked to the Bills today.
Okay. Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was first team All ACC in 2025. I preferred Caden McDonald over Peter Woods, but I do understand why he was someone that would be chosen for the Bills in that spot. You want to talk linebacker? Because I think that is also something that we have not really talked about as much, but is definitely could be at play at 26 if they were to stay.
Could be another Allen.
CJ Allen?
CJ Allen has
Georgia.
been mocked to Buffalo, I believe, 10 times in mock drafts.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's another. And
All-American, two-time SEC champion, first team All-SEC in 2025.
green dot guy.
Yes. Green dot linebacker, team captain. I
By the
do
way,
like a team captain too.
Yeah. Somebody was questioning the 700-pound squats. I did look it up. Landon Robinson, who is a Navy defensive tackle, is squats 700 pounds. And you mentioned Keldrick Falk, also 700 pounds, and a 415-pound bench press.
Who was I just looking at? 490 bench press. I think that was Peter Woods.
This is absurd.
490.
Yeah. So
490
yes,
bench.
there are.
I could bench that half of a time, just the down part.
Yeah, because it would
And then you'd
fall
be
on
like,
your, we need to have.
That's Tosh's bit.
Oh, I
When he
didn't know
talks about
that.
people that run half marathons, he's
Yeah.
like, I don't really want to care about it. And he's like, I can bench 400 pounds one half time, just the down part.
That is funny. No, I like CJ Allen. Meniscus tear in 2025. Only missed a game though. But calling card is run defense too.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure. Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas, second team All-American. He did break his hand. NFL comp is Bobby Wagner.
And I love Jacob
Jacob
Rodriguez.
If you took Jacob Rodriguez at 26, here's the way they'd say it on NFL, on ESPN. They'd be going, Jim, it's a little early, but this guy's a football player, right? Here's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Then they start
And then
to
they
show
roll
the
the clip.
highlights, with the music.
And then his mustache,
Yeah.
they fade into that.
Yeah, it's good.
Honestly, though, I like if they think that guy can be the guy, it's like,
Yeah. That would roll.
maybe it costs a little bit more than they were expecting, but if
This
it's
is my point of saying taking him at 26, so great. You get bad value. It's funny. In my fantasy football draft, we would get done the draft and CBS, we did it on CBS Sportsline, and they give you your rating right away. It's all based on value. It's all based on, he could have gotten this guy in whatever round, whatever. I got terrible value draft and I ended up winning the league. Right. And then other times they're like, he did an awesome job.
Sick,
What
bro.
a
No, but I'm saying
sprinkle
it's
in.
sick.
he
bro.
did an awesome job. It was great. And I had a crap team
Yeah.
because I had good value. So if you want this guy to run your defense, don't sit back and wait. It's why I always love when they say, we want this quarterback, but we're going to wait. Like, is this guy not the most important guy?
Yeah.
Eventually,
Go
on
get your
team?
guy.
Go get your guy.
Yeah, next gen stats for the athleticism score. Rodriguez ranked 6th among combine linebackers.
He's
like
a quarterback.
4, 5, 7, 40-yard dash, 38-inch vertical jump. Like dude can move. And he was a former quarterback. His
Be an
wife is
athlete.
a Black Hawk helicopter pilot.
Oh my gosh, I
that's
forgot
awesome.
about
Yeah, we
that.
did that story at the combine. With
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
And
that
he
is.
does have that mustache.
He does have that mustache.
He got Heisman votes.
which is just
And he started
unbelievable.
out at, was it Virginia? As a
Virginia.
quarterback. Yeah. Wild.
Played 12 games as a reserve quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and running back.
Hey,
You know what they call
they're
that?
all
Hey,
these positions.
yeah.
Bills could fill them all
Yeah.
with Jacob
Yeah.
You know what
Rodriguez.
they call it? Football player.
Football player.
That is, if they were to pick him, that is exactly what they will
Sean
say.
McDermott would have called him a football player.
Yeah,
Like close.
that is like the highest compliment, though.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy's
Bills
a football
fan
player.
7883 is saying what we have been saying. Values irrelevant at 26. Get the best football player. Fits what you're trying to do. Get
Mhm.
the right player is more important.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
That is one of those things though, too. I just feel like we get so sucked into like, oh, this guy was valued here and they picked him all the way here. But it's like, we don't know. Just because these players are drafted, you have no idea what the actual value will turn out to be. So
Right.
you got to go with someone that you evaluate that you think is your guy.
And I always go the extreme, but if I say, if you picked Puka Nacua in the second round, you would have gotten a lot of criticism.
Absolutely.
He went in what, the 5th?
Yeah.
If you took him in the second round, like, why is this guy going in the
Josh
second
Allen
round?
I
got
mean,
criticism.
yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Do you remember that draft? We were in Dallas,
Yeah.
2018. They pick him,
Right.
and it was like, oh my God, the Bills are billsing. Like
Yeah.
it was unbelievable, the reaction.
And meanwhile, you look at
turned
that
out.
draft, Lamar goes 32nd.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen is
Rosen.
in his media room telling he's going to make everybody pay. He didn't make anybody pay.
Yeah.
The only people that paid were the ones that had to pay him.
I was gonna say, I think I don't even know what he does.
Baker's had a good career, and now Sam Darnold's won a Super Bowl.
Darnold's won a Super Bowl.
Good for him and his,
Yeah.
it was interesting. I heard Josh talking
He's seen
about
some
that,
stuff
about him with Sam Darnold too. Like, they have a good relationship. We heard him saying that,
Yeah.
but he's sort of rooting for him, but wouldn't have been the guy after the first few years that you would have thought would win a Super Bowl, but it did. So,
Yeah. Correct.
And I think that's part of the problem, going back to your fantasy football analogy, that
Yes.
nobody cares about your fantasy
Yes.
football team, Mike. I just want to put that
it
out
was
there.
more about draft
Yeah,
value,
yeah.
but go ahead.
But like everything needs to be so immediate. Like everything.
I
like,
hate that
again-
about our lives today. You have to have an opinion on something right away.
But
Speaking of which, as soon as the Bills make a pick, we will be live on the channel with our opinion.
No, I know. We're
not-
gonna have it either way. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's like, what's your thoughts on this? It's like, I don't know. It's
But like
it's-
again, everybody is grading these players, and they're moving the players around over their big boards and things like that. They haven't played an extra football game
Yeah.
since then. Then teams will draft them. Nothing will have changed, and then they'll be like, "This guy got this. This fits well here," and
Yeah.
there'll be another immediate reaction. Like the post-draft grades may be worse, in my opinion, than mock drafts, because like it's just the players that you like,
yeah.
and it doesn't mean that, hey, this team got an A+ from Kuiper. That means they start next year 2-0.
Yeah.
How about that?
You're right. Like it's all conjecture.
By the way, we will be doing that Saturday afternoon on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. We'll recap every pick, give our immediate reaction.
Well, I do think for us, we know the Bills so well that a lot of times we can see the potential of why they picked this guy, why it makes sense for the team, or some of the weaknesses where you're like, I'm curious to see how it will pan out. But yeah, some of the more national people, I'm like, I see some of the stuff and I'm like, it feels like they don't know the Bills at all when they're picking players.
Yeah.
Kind of like how a lot of people have had cornerback mocked to the Bills.
Yes.
26.
Yeah, which that to me is like, are you hearing something that we aren't, or are you just like, yeah, corner, cool?
Bills Mafia is going to need several White Claws
Yeah.
if they take a cornerback at 26.
I just don't see.
I
that being
suggest
the
going with
case.
mango, strawberry surge, or peach surge.
Yeah.
There it is. Look at that, Brian. Great
What?
job. Just throw that right up. 'Cause I was just talking about my board of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Since
All right, let's
Did
do
you
another
zone out?
let's
pick.
do another pick.
Let's do another pick. All right, so whose turn is
I
it?
think is it?
It's back to me.
Have I picked first? Oh, I did pick first.
Carry the
You
two.
haven't picked first at all. You were second.
Oh yeah, I just
You
it
haven't.
keeps-
Yeah.
yeah, because it's
You've done fantasy football drafts that
Yes.
are steak drafts.
yes.
Okay,
just more
go.
than 3 people in the draft.
Trusting the board. Is there a surge one of it? No, there's not. So this is just OG classic
Pineapple.
watermelon.
Oh, okay.
I've had, Mike's, That was that next?
That one hurt.
Yeah. Watermelon. Talk about being on a beach, like the lake house during the summer.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Watermelon.
Okay, Michael.
Building a dynasty. My immediate mock draft is going to be, draft grade is going to be high.
I'm still going Surge. I'm going Surge again.
Mike's hammered.
I've got Surge Blue Blackberry. I'm going Surge Blueberry.
You actually took my pick.
Look at that. Finally, it
Wow.
happened.
Okay, the
Surge Blueberry.
blueberry surge. I was proud of myself for choosing a surge because unlike you guys, I feel like I'd be like, oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna go
You could have
with
a surge.
yeah, seriously.
It's not surging. It's
yeah,
a
it's,
surge.
yeah, it would be a surge. Okay. I have my one, but I think I can get better value.
You got 2 picks because that's how snake draft works.
Oh,
just for the
okay,
record.
Okay. We already had one of this. Okay, I'm gonna go pineapple. I love pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Always tasty. Light. I like the lighter flavors.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so then 5th round. Oh man.
This is great podcasting.
This is like being at a restaurant with Jenna.
Gotta make sure you look at the menu.
But you don't look at the menu before you go to the
I
restaurant.
know.
That's
It's
wild
it's
to
the
me.
what do you
You
mean?
gotta scout.
Why?
Comment in right
First of
now.
all,
No, hang on.
I
Hang on.
eat anything, so
I
I,
need-
can go to any restaurant.
It's like having names when you come into the podcast. It's
Hey,
having meals.
at least I have that covered.
Comment in if you go to a restaurant, a newer restaurant that you haven't been to before,
Right.
and you're gonna tell me you don't look at the menu before. That's
wild.
criminal.
No, it's fun. It's exciting. Again, I eat whatever, so I love food. I like checking it out, but I don't like to pick out what I'm gonna have before. Okay, I'm gonna go lemon.
So
The light, it's always good.
Yeah.
you got value in the 5th round.
You
Yeah.
did.
Classic.
I like simple.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What?
That's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Back to me.
Back.
Yes, I know.
That's how snake draft
Hey!
works.
I don't like this pick because it doesn't work
'Cause
as
he
well
loves
for
it.
me. But I like to have it in the cooler. I like to have it because I know other people
Ooh,
are big on
can I
it.
guess? Black cherry.
Yes. Surge black cherry. I'm gonna go with.
Ooh.
'Cause
My
I want them to-
father-in-law
Yeah.
has
loves the
every single black cherry. Also, shout
Really?
out Steve Toole. Also loves black cherry.
I do like black cherry as well.
That is his go-to. Like the variety packs are awesome. Steve will just get the
Black
12
cherry.
packs of black cherry.
They're all for him.
They're just his.
Wow.
Yeah.
Respect. All right, what are you going with?
Shout out Steve Toole. I'm gonna go. Mike, you didn't surge green apple, right? In the
No,
first
it was
round.
just regular
I
green
just took
apple.
regular green.
Green
you
apple
guys-
surge.
Wow.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of surge, Dan.
Yeah, so you guys are really
Value.
Value.
It's higher
you
upside.
guys are really, really surging. Okay. Should we talk safety?
Yeah.
There's a couple I really like. Like I do love Emmanuel, or what's it? Where'd it go? Emmanuel Warren McNeil.
Talk to him at the combine.
Toledo.
Yeah, I really like him. I think he's someone that, when we're going through our notes, like just looking at players for the draft, I'll always like star guys. And I'm like, what? I think I could see them in Buffalo. That was one I was looking at. And I'm like, I definitely think just with his makeup, how he moves, the way he is, I think he would be someone the Bills would for sure be interested in.
How realistic do you think that the Bills would take a safety at 26? Give me a percentage, Jenna first.
Really depends on how the board falls. But in terms of percentage, I expect them to take a safety. I would say probably 12, 15%.
I was going to say 15%
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
I think they leave the weekend by drafting a safety.
It's another thing Beane
Yes,
talked about.
yes.
You go into the weekend of the time saying we need to get somebody at this position.
Mhm.
And you really do have to play it as smart as you can because you never know how the board's going to fall beyond the first round when you might have had another opportunity. But I do think they need another young safety.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again,
Agreed.
we don't know how Jordan Hancock is going to play in this system. Maybe this will be better for him. It's a guy they drafted just a year ago, but they've got Cole Bishop and they got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it would not be a terrible time to bring in another safety. It's just a matter of
Where
they
and
would do it.
when.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's very easy to get so hyper focused on this year and kind of miss I don't want to mess this up. Don't want to miss the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Looking ahead.
right.
Geno Stone, 1-year deal. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a 1-year deal. Like that way you're not going into next year like
Yeah.
having to take a safety and you could get somebody in the system for a year and then kind of work him in.
Yeah. Another guy I liked was Dylan Thieneman.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is someone they did talk to at the combine. So I always think those types of visits or them
Yeah.
having conversations with them is really good. And then there was a comment from Albert saying AJ from LSU is the best safety. That is someone, AJ Halsey. I think I could definitely see the Bills being interested in terms of safety. So I agree. I really like him, the LSU safety from.
Yeah, and Todd saying like safety is pretty stacked. Like they also signed Damar Hamlin back. Like, and I know he's much more of a special teamer now
Yeah.
at this point.
Mhm.
But the fact is, and you're right, Todd. Like they have tons of them there. I don't think they're at the starting caliber that they want looking down the road a little bit. That's where I just have that sense of if you can get somebody in with value, Mike, that you like for down the road.
It's the buzzword of the day, value. Should we talk? Okay, so Ryan is saying, Ryan Kennedy said Trey was playing well last year, so holding Hairston out to get healthy wasn't a major issue. But we talk about corner too, and we talked about how there are players or people that have mocked corners there. We say safety is like 15%. Do you think what percentage I would say in terms of corner? Because you weren't also really in.
Here's the way I would describe corner. Has anybody ever said about a roster they have too many good corners?
Never.
No.
First of all, players get nicked up, they get hurt, and you got to have somebody. And, you know, Beane talked about Max needing to armor up, get himself ready, got hurt twice last year.
Was hurt in college.
Yep. And he's a smaller player. And they drafted him. It's funny. It said like drafted him for for Sean McDermott's defense, you would say, but
it didn't really fit Sean's defense with his tackling concerns.
We sat right here and we're surprised that he was the pick. He has upside of his speed and his coverage ability, and we will see. But I don't think that's a position you want to mess around with in the NFL in 2026 in a sense of saying we don't have the depth. You're right. Trey played well. Max was also held out because he wasn't playing as well as Trey. It wasn't just for the injuries.
Correct. Yeah. And whether not the excuse, the reason of the missed time from training camp because of the knee injury, like getting him up to speed, because knee injuries aren't so easy to recover from.
Yes,
Mike.
Yeah.
But teams aren't afraid of a player who's had a knee injury.
So speaking
if
of
they
that,
draft a corner, that'll say that they're a little bit
nervous about Max Hairston.
About Max Hairston as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric commenting in if McCoy falls, they will have to consider it, which I actually agree. Jermond McCoy is someone that has the concerns with injuries, and that's why he has been falling on boards, but he is it's
funny. I was thinking this is going to be a tough draft for Bills fans to watch because the Ravens have a high pick. The Chiefs have a high pick. Like you're going to see the Jets have multiple picks, even though they stink. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're going to be sitting there at 26. But I was wondering too, and I wanted people to comment on this. I know everybody's really disappointed usually when you sit there all night waiting for a draft pick and then they trade back like they did when they got Keon. I don't think fans are going to be as upset this year. I think
people are going to also be locked in on the Sabres, or at least people here in Western New York. So maybe that kind of changes how things are perceived.
How much of your night was spent watching the whole draft.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Jenna.
Yeah. I mean, realistically,
it's a big night to have two screens.
Yes.
And yes.
One thing on McCoy, though, there is the thought that there's a degenerative knee issue. And so while he is a complete corner,
that would be a different story.
Just want to make sure.
Clearly.
That was Will Johnson.
Yes.
That was the corner from Michigan a few years ago.
Yeah. And then Pops Mafia asking why hasn't Trey signed somewhere? I think this is the point, and we've mentioned this before, but just where older players are at, they want to see what teams do in the draft and where there would be a position for them to possibly go and probably get more starting time, more money, like more opportunity at a different team. So a lot of times right now it's kind of once the draft happens, the dust settles, and then a lot of veteran guys will figure out where would be the best opportunity for them and where their most interest would be. So it makes sense to me that Trey has not signed anywhere.
That's like Shaq Thompson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matt Milano.
And I think Shaq, depending on what the Bills do, if the pick is not a substantial one at linebacker, I think Shaq's
for and
coming
after.
Back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I will say, and I know like some people are commenting in, like there's other stuff going on Thursday that they will have their attention to. I would be disappointed if it's an interior offensive lineman. I just don't think that it's worth it, especially on Thursday. Like if we're just talking about Thursday, it would be disappointing that if it's, Chase Bizonitis.
What? I'm sorry. I was reading a comment.
You should have said you zoned out.
The
I
guard
don't,
from A&M.
I really don't think unless
yes.
I don't think that's happening in the first round. That could be
That would be shocking, honestly.
trading back and taking a guard.
And like I said,
second
and
round.
Alan Alps pointing out that Leonard Floyd and Poona Ford signed after the draft.
Mhm.
DJ Elijah Moore was signed the Monday right after it. So like there are teams.
Why is it? Because bitching about
Receivers. That was right after that. Yeah.
So like there are conversations that they have, and Beane kind of alluded to it at the owners meeting. Like we've kept in contact. We'll see how the draft shakes out. We've kind of talked about it before, that there's the kind of the hold for teams.
It's a holding pattern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ryan Kennedy said or asked, do you think the way Trey acted in those last two plays against the Broncos is playing a role in him not being signed somewhere?
Not at all.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think
that's not who Trey White is. And the league knows that. And he was obviously extremely frustrated. The game was over. I'm sure he wasn't proud of that. That's not who he's been on the field in the NFL. But it was at the end of the season's coming to an end, and it was a penalty on him.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah,
I don't think that teams look at that.
I think
he
showed enough that teams. He's going to play. Like
I think
last year.
I agree, and I think that's why he
Yeah.
wants to wait and see like where would be the opportunity for me, and maybe that is in Buffalo. Maybe they don't draft a corner, and Trey's like, okay, there's interest. I want to be back, but also if they do, you have to figure out what the team wants.
Tom Mordaunt watching the show from Atlanta.
Nice.
Woo,
Go
love
Braves.
it. Oh yeah, are they good?
They may be good.
Okay,
they may be good.
Okay.
You sound like a Mets fan.
Oh, they know they're bad.
Whoa, that sounds like a disgruntled Phillies fan.
Well, we are disgruntled.
Yeah,
I need to be disgruntled.
Get more gruntled.
All right,
Dan. We have. What do we have? One pick.
We
left?
have one pick left in our White Claw draft, and then I say we do that, and then we're gonna do our predictions for what we think the Bills do, or we can do what we want them to do.
Okay.
I have the pick.
You have the pick. The pick is in. The pick is in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Dan Feeds.
We're gonna go raspberry, not surge. Raspberry White Claw.
Sounds nice.
Sounds like a golf course.
Ooh.
Sounds like you're on the course.
Yeah.
You're on the third hole. You're already 5 over, and you're like, let's get a little swing juice going.
I think.
Wait, I've never heard that. That's
never
funny.
heard of swing juice?
No, I've not. That's funny.
I think every
No.
actual.
No.
Nope.
There's we got cranberry, grape.
Yeah, I don't know. And you took ruby grapefruit, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
We
We didn't take regular
Mike's gonna
strawberry.
be hammered with his 6-pack.
Yours
You couldn't drink your own 6-pack by yourself.
Yeah,
I'm balanced. I'm 3 surge, 3 regular.
That's why I'm gonna go raspberry now.
I just picked raspberry.
Oh, I thought you said raspberry was available.
No.
I just took it.
I zoned out on you. I just zoned out on you. Is there a surge raspberry?
No.
Holy cow.
Jenna took my picks.
Oh, I can't wait to edit that up with a few moments later. I'll take raspberry.
3 times in this
Brian
podcast,
is great.
you have repeated what Jenna has said one
It's
moment
because
before.
I'm emphasizing.
Oh, I was just emphasizing that pick.
Pick a pick.
I'm looking at what's not
Who's
gone.
talking?
What? He has
You
to
took
go.
like 5 years to pick your pick last round.
Pick your pick.
I'm going. I gotta go surge again. I need another surge.
Mike's hammered.
I'm gonna go surge. I don't think it's been taken. Surge strawberry.
Surge has been taken.
That
by
was my
Dan.
second pick.
We picked we picked a lot.
You're not
are
following
options.
along on your board? This podcast has gone off. the
Okay.
rails.
What has been picked? Lime, green apple, mango, strawberry surge, blood orange,
Give me your-
grapefruit.
Give me your White
peach.
Claw. I need to finish this.
Oh, I
pod.
know what I can pick.
Okay,
Because I
what?
know neither of you picked grape.
Yes.
Yeah.
I took grape.
Okay.
No comment.
To close
I
down.
don't really. Yeah, that's
I
not my
took
favorite.
surge
Just taste it.
grape. I'm going to need it.
Of course you did.
You went surge grape?
Yes.
Full. Okay. All right. And then it's mine. I'm going to go cranberry. Sounds really good.
Surge?
You know what?
You got Surge?
Oh,
full set.
Full
crazy.
set. Surge in the final. Mr. Irrelevant. Cranberry
No. It's very Cape Cod, though.
Yes.
Surge. It is.
Oh.
What?
Chatham.
Cranberry. Chatham. Just kidding. It's just Chatham. Okay. All right. Let's do our picks then. Our picks for what we. How about we do what we want them to
You should
do?
have a show where you drink your 6-pack. Someone is getting lit.
Oh, I would
Mike-
be.
Oh, yeah. Actually.
Yeah, I would be
Hammered.
hammered. Yeah.
Please drink responsibly.
Yes. Please. Yes. Grab life by the claw. Drink responsibly.
Okay.
Okay.
So now what we want him to do?
Yeah. Let's do what we
No.
want them to do and then what we think they will do. I want them to draft Casey Concepcion. I love what he could add to the offense. He just seems like someone that could immediately make an impact on that side of the ball. I think he would round out that wide receiver room, give them speed. And I just think that is what I want them to do. What I think they will do is I think they're going to get Jim Leonard, his guy, and my pick is Caden McDonald, the defensive tackle out of Ohio State. Great in terms of nose tackle, the run game. He does get pressure up the middle too in terms of pass rush. Not as much, obviously, but there is still that upside.
Hand me your White Claw.
Oh, I didn't even see this one over here. Okay.
Pretty confident in this because I'm doubling down. Was this tangerine?
Oh,
Did we even know that was an option?
No.
I didn't see
Maybe
that.
it's old school.
Okay.
Okay.
What I think they're going to do and what I want them to do are the same thing.
Casey Concepcion.
No, Denzel Boston.
Denzel Boston. This is the year they finally make the decision to invest a first-round pick in a wide receiver. They've already spent the second-round pick on DJ Moore. I'm fully aware, but I think they know that the offense needs to be improved as well. The fact that you were piecing it together with Gabe Davis and Brandon Cooks, and in years past, Amari Cooper, and trying to MVS. Hey, I think this is the year they finally make a concerted effort in the first round. It makes sense. They've done their homework on him. I really think that Denzel Boston gives them something they don't have. I think it's what I want them to do, and I think it's what they should do.
Denzel Boston did have a private workout with the Bills, and Buffalo also talked to him at the combine. So I think that is, in terms of doing their homework, I do think that is something to note. They have met with him multiple times.
Okay. What I want them to do is, what I would really like to see them do is take Casey Concepcion as a wide receiver. What I think they're going to do is take a pass rusher, and it's going to be the guy that I mocked them to take, which is Malachi Lawrence out of Central Florida. They need a pass rusher. They have been trying so hard to add real pass rush. It's another position. Nobody says, God, that team's just got too many pass rushers. It's like you got too many guys who hit home runs in baseball. Like they do. They need that. And I'm also following this with Beane. He made the point the other day of saying, this is what would concern me a little bit if you want a wide receiver. He said, man, we put up the picture of Steph Diggs there and said, there's our first round pick. That second round pick is a wide receiver. It's DJ Moore.
Yep.
They're sitting there with one pick in the top, as Sal Majorana likes to point out, it's one pick in the top 120, or two picks in the top 125 because they don't, I think it is when they get to the third round or fourth round pick. I think they're going to take a pass. I think they're going to take a pass rusher in the first round.
That is an excellent point. And Beane did give us that insight when we were up there on Monday of, he had Stephon Diggs' picture up when he was drafting back in 2020 because he thought of that as their first round pick. So maybe he has done that with DJ Moore.
Now that's DJ Moore in the second round. My point would be then you're going to draft a wide receiver in the first round. I don't think it's too much. I think they're going to feel it's too much. And this also, if they took a wide receiver, this would also tell you they think more highly of the guys they already have in the building on defense than we do. And it also goes against everything Joe Brady's been saying about Keon Coleman.
Well, if that would be the case, it would be follow what they do, not what they say.
For anybody that's watched Ted Lasso,
Oh, it's a good show.
it's the hope that kills you.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Roma Dunze sitting up there.
Yeah.
I would love to put a picture of Denzel Boston in there.
Yeah.
Because
You could.
I'm able to.
Yeah.
I just have looked at this from so many different angles of not only is it what I personally want, I just think it makes the most sense. In the sense of it is an expensive position and that they have tried and tried in the free agent market, in the trading market, all of those things. I think they reset, get cost effective.
Todd says, Mina Kimes said recently that she was told by a source on another team that the Bills do not value separators at wide receiver. Well, that's pretty obvious.
That's messed up, Michael.
I guess maybe they think of the way Josh plays is more about he'll make a play, just get open. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, there's that. Okay. I kind of want to. I kind of want to go Keldrick Falk.
Pass rusher?
Yeah. Or Akeem Mesidor. He's got the foot issues, though, that worry me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That'll do it for us. This was really fun.
Can I pick again? Can I pick another White Claw?
Yeah, take strawberry surge or green apple.
Or peach.
Yeah.
Or blackberry.
I would have.
or
I know. I got all surged up. There's too many surges.
I got surged up. Michael's having the time of his life over there.
Making sure I got all 6 picks. Yeah, I got 6 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote everything down.
Yeah, but we can't see what you're writing.
Yeah.
I can't.
What am I
see.
gonna
Oh,
lie?
Dan has an advantage. He can see what.
I had my own.
He can't even read.
I had. I can read. I can't spell. Big difference.
Can you read?
Oh, actually, no. Dyslexia is a real thing.
Yes.
Before we go, we have to shout out Brian. our
Yeah, shout out
director,
and
It's
and
great
set
set.
designer.
I would say
and
graphics,
furniture
makes us look great.
Director.
Yes.
Procura? What's the word?
PR.
What are you trying
When
to
you
say?
when you obtain
Procure?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't even drink
Too many
anything.
surges.
Mike, are you okay?
All I know is you were right and I was wrong with a word.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
All
That
right.
was good.
I was
Okay.
tired. It was a late
Shout out
Sabres
White
game
Claw.
last night.
Shout out White Claw. We
Shout out White
appreciate
Claw.
you. Show
And our work with
presented
them
by
isn't done yet.
White Claw. I was just say, Michael, tell them about Saturday.
Well, I did not take mango. That's why I wasn't going to drink mango now.
Okay.
Because I didn't need anything to drink today.
Needed my 1-1.
We got another show Saturday night for you, brought to you by White Claw. We will be wrapping up the entire draft, what the Bills do over that stretch of time here. Let's see how many moves Beane makes. Let's see how the draft plays out. Let's see if they do what I think and pick a quarterback late in the draft.
Yeah.
Also, we will be going live here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel around pick 15. Is that what we kind of decided?
Yeah.
To kind of get us ready for the Bills. If they make a selection, what they do in the first round, we'll have an instant reaction podcast that will be up Friday morning. And
We'll
then
do
our
the same
coverage.
thing Friday into Saturday and get you ready to go.
A ton of draft coverage. We are here for you. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as well as share. We'll have plenty
Tell a
of
friend.
Yeah, tell a friend. Share.
David says, well, how many of us will be awake when the Bills pick? Keep in mind it's 8 minutes between picks, so that might save you
an
hour, 45.
An
Well,
hour.
depends how many trades
Yeah.
to it does push things back.
The trades, the clock
I don't
restarts.
think there will be that many trades.
I don't know.
I think
I
it's
was
gonna be a lot of
hearing. I was
trades.
hearing some.
What do you want to set the over under at?
Oh my God, he loves the
I
game.
know.
We'll,
Dan's
we'll,
best
we'll put a
bets.
bet. We'll a 12-pack of claws.
Ooh.
Surges. On how many picks made during the first round?
During the first round.
What's under over? You got to set the number.
4.5.
I was going to say
Ooh,
5.
I was gonna
so I'm
say-
go over.
Okay, I will take the under.
You
Okay.
always take the under.
I will not participate.
I never take the under, but
That's
we'll do it in this one.
Maybe you should start.
yeah.
We'll
there's
start
that.
on the draft.
All right, for Mike and Dan, I'm Jenna and Brian. We thank you so much for watching. Shout out White Claw once again. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we will keep you shut up. Just Shut up.
Hasn't had any surges yet.
No,
Neither have
zero
I.
surges.
And look how that went.
We'll keep you covered on draft stuff all throughout the week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on the Buffalo Plus channel.
Now, from the Connors and Ferris Podcast Studio, this is the Buffalo Plus NFL Pre-Draft Podcast, presented by White Claw.